kind of person who thinks, we'll cross that bridge when we get to it. Let's be real. In the world of project management, especially Six Sigma, that's not optimism. That's just gambling. So let's dive into this, because knowing how to spot risks before they even happen is what separates a project that succeeds from one that stalls out completely. I mean, really think about it for a second. What happens if that one piece of machinery you absolutely rely on suddenly gives up the ghost? Or if your most valuable team member just walks out the door in the middle of everything? If you don't have a plan, these aren't just little hiccups. Nope, they are project killers, capable of wiping out months of hard work in the blink of an eye. And that's the absolute heart of it, right? This process isn't about being negative or expecting the worst. It's about being prepared. It's about being professional. It's about making your project so resilient that it can take a punch and keep on moving. A true professional doesn't just hope for good luck. They build a plan so solid that luck becomes totally irrelevant. So, how do we build that plan? How do we make our projects bulletproof? Well, we use a secret weapon. It's a tool that's been battle-tested for decades in pretty much every industry you can imagine. It's called FMEA. Okay, FMEA stands for Failure Mode and Effects Analysis. Yeah, I know, it's a total mouthful, but the concept behind it is actually super simple. It's a structured, repeatable way for your team to get together, brainstorm everything that could possibly go wrong, figure out how bad it would be, and then, this is the magic part, stop it before it ever has a chance to happen. All right, so how does this work in the real world? Let's get into the nuts and bolts. It all starts with a very simple truth. You can't solve a problem that you can't see. So, step one is all about getting the team in a room to shine a big, bright light on every potential pothole on your project's road. A failure mode is just a fancy way of saying a way something could fail. And you have to think really broadly here. This isn't just about technical stuff like a machine breaking down. What about people risks? You know, like a key stakeholder being on vacation during sign-off week, or timeline risks, like finding out another department's system upgrade is going to delay your data collection. You want to get every single possibility out on the table. Okay, once you have this huge list of everything that could go wrong, you've got a new problem. What do you worry about first? You can't fix everything at once. That's where we stop brainstorming and start getting quantitative. We calculate something called the risk priority number, or RPN. Now, don't let the formula on the screen scare you. The real power of the RPN is just how simple it is. It's just 3 numbers multiplied together: severity, occurrence, and detection. So let's break down what each of those means, because this one little number is about to become your guide for where to focus all your energy. First up is severity. This is all about impact. On a scale of 1 to 10, how bad would it be if this failure actually happened? A 1 means, no big deal, maybe a minor annoyance. But a 10, that's a catastrophe. We're talking something that could endanger a person or bring the whole process to a screeching halt. Next up, occurrence. This is all about probability. How likely is this thing to happen? Again, it's a 1 to 10 scale. A 1 means it's incredibly rare, like a 1 in a million shot. A 10 means it's practically guaranteed to happen. Maybe it's already happening every single day. And finally, we have detection. Now, you got to pay close attention here because this scale is kind of flipped on its head. A low score is good, and a high score is bad. A 1 means your current systems will catch the problem, no doubt about it. But a 10 means you're flying completely blind. You have no way of knowing the failure is even happening until the damage is already done. And a chart like this, a risk matrix, is where it all comes together visually. When you map out the severity against the probability, you can immediately see which risks are hanging out in that scary red zone in the top right. Those are your killer risks, the ones that need your attention right now. All of this analysis gets poured into a living, breathing document, the FMEA template itself, and you can see a great example of one here. For every potential failure your team came up with, you list the cause, and then together you score the severity, occurrence, and detection. Multiply them together, get your RPN, and just like that, the highest numbers on the page basically scream out at you, forming your prioritized to-do list. And that brings us to the most important part of this whole thing. Because let's face it, identifying and scoring risks is a complete waste of time if you don't actually do anything about them. Step 3 is where the rubber meets the road, creating a concrete action plan for your highest scoring risks. Now, your actions are going to fall into 2 main buckets. You've got mitigation plans, which is what you do now to stop the problem from ever happening. That's like filling the hole before you even get to it. Then you've got contingency plans. That's your plan B, what you'll do if the risk happens anyway. That's like having a ladder ready just in case you fall in. You absolutely need both. And this is so important to remember. FMEA is not a one-and-done task. It is a loop. After you put a fix in place, you have to go back and rescore the RPN. Did your action actually lower the occurrence score? Did it improve your detection? You have to verify that your solution actually worked, and then lock in that improvement for the future. So after all this work, the brainstorming, the scoring, the planning, what's the big payoff? Why do we even do all this? Well, the payoff is that you're no longer just reacting to problems. You're not just putting out fires. You now have a clear, prioritized action list, so your team is only working on what truly matters. You find those hidden weaknesses in your process before they turn into front-page disasters. And maybe most importantly, you turn a potential crisis into a controlled, manageable event, an opportunity to show your team and your boss that you are prepared for absolutely anything. So, I'll leave you with this question to really think about for your own work. What's the one hidden pitfall, that one potential failure mode in whatever you're working on right now that you haven't really thought about yet? Because finding it today could be the very thing that saves your entire project tomorrow.